Peak Wealth Management proudly presents the Trust the Plan podcast with Nick Hopwood and Jim Pilat, where we believe by providing education and guidance, we can help you retire with peak confidence. Now, here are your certified financial planners, Nick and Jim.
Welcome everyone to the Trust the Plan podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Jim.
And Jim, this is the Feel Good edition.
Excellent.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Had a pretty quiet year. Went to my sister's with some family, and not all the family could make it, so a little smaller group, but it was a good day. How about you?
Did you weigh yourself before and after?
No, but I did make the decision to not eat a lot before, so my total calories per day were probably still in line.
I saw a funny post on Twitter, some old guys like laying on the couch with a throw pillow on his belly. Right. It's like a pro move, like just covering it up with the pillow.
That is solid, yeah.
So everything was great except for the Lions game.
Yeah.
Lions really looked uninspiring. You know, they had the same amount of yards as Green Bay, but they just can't score. They're not scoring. Like these fourth downs, they're really catching up with us.
Right, struggling to convert, yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Michigan game, we really don't want to talk about that too much. I'll just say one thing is that when you have last year's team with Davis Warren as quarterback, and you end up throwing more pass attempts last year than you do this year with Bryce Underwood as your quarterback, I think you have to kind of step back and say, what are we doing here offensively?
Right, especially with your two best running backs. Essentially, one out for the whole game, the other one essentially out for most of the game.
So I came to this conclusion, like Sharon Moore, and it's different offensive coordinators, better quarterback, worse running back, and now all of a sudden you're still going to run more.
Yeah.
And so you see the result. There's like 0 yards after the midway point of the second quarter. So for 2.5 quarters, no yards. So there's a common thread here, and it's the head coach. Even though he's not calling the plays, I think that it very much is his offense.
Yeah.
We go back to 21, where we started that rushing attack, and it was fantastic. But Ohio State this year matched up much better for it. Like the meta game just changed a little bit this year. And I feel like if you're going to just not pass against good defenses, this year Oklahoma, last year Ohio State, this year Ohio State, if you're just not going to pass against these teams with good defenses, you better have a great running game, and it just wasn't there in the second half.
Yeah, and a stellar defense.
Yeah, and we gave up 27, which is fine.
Okay.
It's okay. In 21, we gave up 27, but we scored 42.
Right.
So, okay, enough about that. I'm looking forward to next year, we'll say. All right.
There you go.
So, guys, we have a big announcement to make. Starting in December 2025, we're going to be on WJR on the first Wednesday of each month at 7 p.m. for 1 hour. It's going to be a show hosted by Ryan Ermanni from Fox 2 and WJR, and the name of the show is called No Lazy Money. So we're deviating from Finding True Wealth, from Retire with Confidence, from Trust the Plan. It's going to be No Lazy Money. So, Jim, what does that mean to you? No lazy money, and what is this show all about?
Yeah, we're excited about the opportunity, and I think the easiest thing that people think about when we say no lazy money, or the thing that we often mean, is people who just have money sitting in a bank account, a checking account, earning virtually nothing. If a checking account's paying you anything, it's a 0.0 something, right? And that's lazy money when we could be making almost 4% in the money market. So that's one good example.
I picture you coming to work, right? Working all day, grinding hard. Meanwhile, your money is just laying on the couch at home, using your Netflix subscription.
Right.
Just lounging back with the pillow on the belly.
Yeah.
The money's not working.
It's not doing anything.
Yeah. So, that reminds me of a new client we just started working with, where they had a large amount in a brokerage account in the default cash option, which was paying like 1%. And like you said, the Schwab money market's like in the 4% range, right? We'll say 3.8 maybe to 4%. And the joke was, hey, we could just put him in the Schwab money market and have our whole fee, and he's still making more than he was before.
He's still
Obviously, that's not what we're going to do. But if you if you retire from your job and the money is just sitting there in a cash account, right, we need to take some action, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And something needs to be done. Look, even if you want to be safe, there are safe options where you can make more than 1%. So it's a pretty good example of that money being lazy. You know, what else do we think about with no lazy money? One of the topics with retirement is taxes, right, and tax brackets.
Yeah, definitely. I think way too often people give away money, you know, basically allow their money to not work hard by not optimizing their tax brackets, not doing Roth when they should do Roth, not converting when they should convert, you know, not doing pre-tax maybe at the right time to keep you going out of a higher bracket. You know, these are all tax ideas and tax strategies that can help your money work harder for you.
There's plenty of people that are in retirement that are showing a very low income and they're just content to pay zero tax, but they could still pay zero tax doing a Roth conversion.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a giant Roth conversion, but you know, you could do a $10,000 Roth conversion and still pay zero tax federal.
Right. Yeah.
And that right there is, it's not costing you anything, but it's an opportunity cost. And if you can get a $10,000 amount into your Roth every year, that's definitely something that you want to do.
Right. Yeah. Especially, I mean, if you put that money in pre-tax, you know, a few years ago and you were in the 22 or the 24% bracket and then you can pull it out for nothing. What a great opportunity that was.
Absolutely. Now, what about in our working years when we are contributing to a 401 and, you know, thinking that we're maxing out, but really we're only doing enough to get the match?
Yeah, that's true, and that's even a good point too. Is you know, you would have lazy money if you're not participating in getting the free match, right? That's easy, low hanging fruit. You got to make sure you're getting that, but just making sure you're optimizing how that money is invested, where it's going. You know, are you being aggressive in the right accounts? Are you know, maybe you don't qualify for a Roth IRA you know, because of income, but within a 401k you would. So there is opportunity to still get money in Roth.
The biggest thing that drives me crazy is when someone says, yeah, we're maxing out, and they're really only doing 4% to get the match or 6% to get the match.
Right.
It's basically to the point where we need to see your payroll statement. Like, I'm not trusting people anymore just to say we're maxing out, because we've seen this so many times.
Yeah.
I want to see that payroll statement. I want to see what you're doing per pay into the 401k. I want to annualize that out to see if you really are maxing out. And maybe you are maxing out, but then you're eligible for a backdoor Roth, but you're not doing that. So you're taking advantage of some of the taxes, but not all of them. HSA, another example where if you are eligible, you absolutely have to do the HSA if a high deductible plan is right for you. So just as a reminder, HSA is the only triple tax-free anything in the IRS tax code today. Now, you alluded to this a minute ago, investing in the right places with your asset allocation.
Yeah, that one's a good one because you know, we think a lot about Roth IRAs with that, and in a Roth, again, all the earnings are tax free forever. But a lot of times we'll see people come in, and some of their most conservative money is invested in a Roth, which is defeating the purpose. We want to be the most aggressive that we're comfortable, you know, being, and most of the amount of risk we're willing to take in that Roth IRA, because those earnings grow tax-free forever. That's the true way to maximize the benefit of a Roth.
Jim, how many times have we seen someone bring in a Roth IRA to transfer it over to us, and now we're looking at these holdings, and there's last year's $7,000 contribution in cash.
Still in cash, yeah.
Right? So it's like they made the contribution, right? Which is really the hardest part.
Right.
Right? They got the money in, but then they forgot about it. It's kind of like you write a trust. You pay money to have a trust written, but then you don't fund it.
You don't fund it.
So get the money in the account, place the trade.
Yep. This is the type of year, too, where people know there's calendar year deadlines, even though that's not totally true for IRAs and Roths, right? Because you can go into the next year. But they want to hurry up. They want to make these deposits, and they feel like mission accomplished. I got the money in. But that's not the most important part.
Exactly. And this is, I'll admit, a little bit of a stretch in terms of the definition of no lazy money, but I'm going to allow it.
Okay.
All right? And that is simply not paying attention, not knowing how much you spend, not knowing where your money is, and not knowing if you're on track. it's real easy just to go through life and just go from one paycheck to the next, and you see money's getting saved, and that's that, right? You pick a target date fund, and that's fine. I have no problem with it. But how do we know if it's enough? How do we know if we're actually on track? We're going in the right direction, right? But like you could be, heading south and miss Florida, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have enough gas to get there, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
We have to make sure that we're on track. I just came up with that analogy in my head.
Yeah, no, I like it. It was good. But yeah, I think that's a great point too. And even as far as knowing if you're on track for retirement, but also knowing if you're on track like day to day, like you kind of started talking about like expense tracking. If you don't know where your money's going, your money's out partying, right? And you're out there working hard, and your money's not getting into the right place.
I don't even want to party anymore. I'm going to be honest. I'm happy going to work and coming home, but I just don't want the money to be lazy while I'm working.
Yep, exactly.
All right, Jim, I think that covers it, unless you have any other last thoughts on No Lazy Money.
No, I think that's a good idea.
So once again, it's going to be the first Wednesday of each month on WJR from 7 to 8. Will be hosted by Ryan Ermanni, so we're really excited about that. Check us out on WJR the first Wednesday of each month, 7 p.m. And I'm sure that we're going to have the video as well, and we're gonna slice it up into our reels like we like to do. But lastly, if you have a $1 million portfolio and you're looking for a second opinion, please reach out to us at peakwm.com.
Peak Wealth Management thanks you for watching and listening to the Trust the Plan podcast, featuring certified financial planners Nick Hopwood and Jim Pilat. If you enjoyed our program, please subscribe and share. If you'd like to learn more about our services, please visit peakwm.com. peakwm.com today. See you next week.